Hi, and welcome to Memories in Paper Form, your ultimate destination for all things crafty and creative. Whether you're a seasoned crafter or just starting out, our channel is here to inspire and guide you through endless creative adventures. And today we're here with you with another Scraps to Embellishment video. Now this is a year-long hop where my crafty friends and I get together and make lovely embellishments using our scraps. And this week's theme is called Snapshots. So it's anything to do with a camera or taking photos and things like that. So this week what I have done is I've taken a lot of scraps and a couple of dies and I've created a little cluster pack essentially. So I've got these little Polaroid frames here. This is printed on Lime Tree Crafts linen white, and this over here is Lime Tree Crafts canvas white, and they've got this gorgeous texture on them. And the print on this one is from, I believe it's Cartabella's My Favorite Summer is the print on here. It was purchased off of in the $1 Buck Wednesday deals on SnapClick Supplies. So I've printed this off at home, and it's a stunning cardstock that I've used here, and the print is fabulous. So as you can see, I'm going to put these together. These don't get put together, they're just dies that cut out. I'm using a few die sets here. These are various dies that I've gotten off of Temu, and I believe this set with another camera die came off of Amazon. If I can find it, I will link it for you below. Unfortunately, as things go with Temu, if it's sold out, it's usually gone. However, I will try and link what I can for you in the description below. So what I've done was, let me clear my desk off. I used my scraps. I used a lot of scraps for this. I got to use some of my black scraps, which is fantastic because I have so many black scraps at the moment for some reason, and I don't know why. So here are all my pieces that I've cut out. I'm just going to pop them out onto the table here. So first things first, I will start with the big camera because it's one of the easier ones to do. Now this piece of scrap that I've got here is just the inside of the Polaroid. So I'm just going to be using that piece of scrap, and I'm just going to adhere it to this white piece just to give it a backing. Sometimes with any die actually, some of them are fantastic as is, and most of the time though you have to do a little bit of additional embellishing just to get it to look stunning. Now all I'm doing is I'm sticking it onto a piece of white card. I'm just going to pop that under a paperweight here so that it can stick. While that sticks, I'm going to move on to the next one. This one here, I'm using another piece of scrap that came from funny enough, the movie reel die. It cuts out those little squares. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use that little square, and I'm going to put that in here. Like that. I'm going to line it up so textured side up. Like that, being mindful of this little hole here, because I am going to be putting some holographic or mirrored cardstock in there. I have got a piece, I believe, from one of my other projects that I've just finished. I believe I did Daddy Dearest swap recently, and I've got pieces left of the holographic cardstock that I used. So, I mean, this is a decent sized scrap. I keep these, I even keep pieces that are smaller than this, and I will use them for projects like this where I just need a small piece like that, or when it gets to the point where the piece is too small to actually use for backing or die cuts or things like that, I then take a small punch and I punch these hearts out, stars and things out of these papers, because this paper is expensive, this hobby is expensive, and you need to make allowances and adjustments where you can to be able to enjoy your craft and still do it on a budget. I'm just lining up to see which piece I can actually use, which would be the best piece to use for this. And I think I'm going to use this piece here on the end. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue on the back here. Both those pieces there. I'm going to line it up on here like that. And I'm then just going to pop that under the paperweight to glue stick down while we cut this piece out. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this out. If I can find my pair of scissors, it seems to have disappeared on me. There we go. I'm going to cut this out, trimming it right up against the edge, as close to the edge as possible. Like that piece there, if I didn't glue it down well enough, I can actually get in underneath it to get a nice clean line. Like that. And I'm literally just going to trim it out like that. There we go. I'm going to use this piece in a minute, so I'm not going to get rid of it. Right, so just like that. And then if you have any white pieces sticking up, just take your ink and just ink the edges. Inking hides a multitude of sins. Inking hides imperfections. And there you go. Now you'll never be able to see that the white was sticking out there. And there you go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these either hearts or stars that I've punched out of this scrap piece of paper that I had here. And I'm just going to put a little one in the center of this camera, just to give it a little bit of something extra. I'm going to grab my tweezers, like that. And then I'm just going to put it down. There we go. So yes, this week I'm making a little bit of a cluster pack as opposed to a single large embellishment. And then they will be able to put it on their projects however they see fit, people in my group. Now these dies do cut out really well, and again they're a combination of multiple sets that I have from various sellers on various platforms. I'm pretty sure on any platform you use, if you literally just type in camera die or even Polaroid frame die, I'm sure you'll find a plethora of different dies that'll pop up for you. Now I'm just going to put this on here, lining it up of course with the bottom so that I have less to cut. And then again I'm just going to pop it under my paperweight just so that it keeps that stable. I'm then just going to, I do apologize for the glare on that, it caught me in the eye, sorry. I'm just going to then trim this like I have done with all the others. Fussy cut it out just a little bit, and again I will keep that piece that will be used for something. And then there's still just a tiny little piece there that just needs to be trimmed off like that. And then I have noticed on this cardstock that my glue has seeped onto it a little bit. I'm just going to run my tweezer around the edge here just like that and just wipe it off. There we go. And then just like that, with a little trim on the top, it's all done as well. I really enjoy making these. I've made myself a stack of these as well to use on projects. I'd like to bring that to the channel as well, which would be using these embellishments that we make, how I use them, what do I do using them on projects. I have a couple of projects coming up where I use the embellishments that I make, and I'd love to bring that to the channel so that you can see that as well. Right, there we go, that's that one done as well. And then while I'm just going to have that one just chilling underneath there, I've got another piece of scrap that I'm just going to use here as well. I've got this, what this dye's got a little bit of fluffy, for some reason it's got a fluffy edge there. Anyway, there we go, I've cleaned it off. Yes, the dye does cut beautifully though. The same with this one, I'm going to back it with some white, and then I'm going to inlay it with the pieces that came out of the different colour. So I'm backing it just to hold my pieces, basically. Sorry, I'm backing it just to hold my pieces. I do apologize if I get out of frame. I don't mean to. I have a new camera set up and it's going to take some getting used to. Right, so just like that, I will go back in and trim that down. Right, I've got a white, there's the white piece that goes in. And all I'm going to do is just run some glue inside here. And then I'm going to just take the piece and fit it in there. It will fit nicely inside because I've now created a little frame. Right, and then I'm going to take the black circle, inlay it with the white piece, like that. I mean, you could layer it with, you could leave it unlayered and then just put different coloured pattern paper behind there. That is also an option. There we go, like that. I'm just going to pop it under there as well so that it sticks down nicely. And essentially I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Again, just using a piece of scrap, putting it in behind here and layering it up. There we go. Just like that. Sorry about that. That's a reminder going off on my watch. Right, so I'm just going to pop that on here. Again, I will trim it after. I'm just going to scooch it down ever so slightly because I don't want to have to trim in the teeny tiny bits at the top. So I just need to move it down ever so slightly. There we go. Like that. Okay, perfect. Then again, I'm just going to run some glue on the inside here. Layer this piece in. As you can see, I've turned it opposite direction as the other piece. It does fit in there. Sorry, I do apologize if I've gone off. And then I'm going to layer up the circle piece, the inner heart section. Oh, I do believe I've put that on back to front. I do. Oh, whoops. Yes, I did. I put it on back to front. Now, obviously, when you're doing the dye, you'll see that there is a front and a back. The front looks nice and smooth, and the back can be a little bit mangled, especially on mine because my cutting plate is a bit mangled. It's an old cutting plate, but you know what? It still works so well that I don't feel the need to replace it. Right, there we go. And that's that done. I am going to just let it dry before I trim it, and then I will trim the other ones as well. And this one I've got here, which is now dry, and I'm just going to trim that out. I don't mind fussy cutting. A lot of people, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like fussy cutting at all. I don't mind it. To me, I find it relaxing. I mean, if I have to do like 600 of these, yes, no, then it will bother me. But doing like I'm doing now, it really does not bother me at all. What you could do is you could cut the dye out multiple times as well in different colors, and then do what I did with these and layer them up, layer the different colors up. This one, I've got a leftover drill from a diamond painting. It's a little gem that I'm just going to put in there, just to give it a little bit of a layer, just like that. And then again, I'm just going to ink just the edges of this, just in case I've missed something and there's a tiny little piece of white sticking up somewhere. All this does is it hides it beautifully so you can't tell. No one will even know. So then just like that, there we go. I see there's a little flat, fluffy piece of paper. Yeah, for some reason this black cardstock I'm using here, it's very stringy. The paper is very linen-y, and I don't think I actually like it. So there we go, that one's done. And then lastly, the last step is to make sure we trim any excess off of these, like that. There we go. And then again, I'm just going to literally just touch up that side where I trimmed it off with some ink. And there we go. And that is that one done. Let me clear these pieces of scrap out the way, and then I'll do this last one as well. So yes, that is this project done. I will be sending these cameras and the Polaroid frames to the members of the group that I'm on, that I'm swapping with, and then I will, in a couple of weeks, receive some back. It's always so exciting receiving something in the post other than bills. It really is. I look forward to it. It makes me look forward to the mail coming, as opposed to just receiving bills and important documents in the mail. It's always fun to receive some happy mail from friends. Right, well, there we go. There we have it. I've trimmed all of those off. I had to trim a little piece. Oh, hang on. I've left a little tail there. There we go. And there we have it. And as always, I will be putting my name on the back of these and posting them off to my friends. And we have swaps every week. This is a mini swap. The mini swaps, you create 4 embellishments and you post them off and you get 4 back. The point is that they are supposed to be sort of flat because we are posting them. I am on the team, the European swap team, and we swap in Europe. So these will be posted. Unfortunately, I do post internationally for these, but the postage is not too bad. So I will post these off to my scrappy friends, and then my scrappy friends, in a couple of weeks, I'll receive a set back of 4 different embellishments. I mean, yes, I know I made a few more than just 4, but you know what? Sometimes it's nice to just spoil other people for a change. I mean, I enjoy creating and crafting, so I don't mind sending a few extras. I will be making a few of these for myself, or I have already made a few of these for myself, and I will be bringing a video to the channel shortly on how I use these things in projects. So thank you very much. And then we love collecting with our crafting community. Share your projects, ask questions, and let us know what you're working on. We'd love to learn and grow together. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. And yes, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.